Next, we have our life segment with Greg Aidala, our host and interviewer. Greg will be interviewing Sara Hall-Weaver. Sara is the Assistant Director of the National Museum of Dance in Saratoga, and Sara will be talking about her role as Assistant Director and the history of that particular building. So let's watch.
Welcome back to another segment of Impact on Life. I'm your host, Greg Aidala, and with me today is the Assistant Director of the National Museum of Dance located in Saratoga Springs, New York, the lovely Sara Hall-Weaver. Good morning, Sara.
Hi, Greg. How are you?
Hi, cool. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
It's awesome. Now, I met Sara Hall-Weaver last summer, and I got a great guided tour. And I found the museum, which I'd never been to before, very, very interesting, and many, many different avenues of design work that's there and hours that went into it. Now, when I want to start with that, but it was 1986?
1986
right?
it started, yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, so when you visited us, it was our 20th anniversary, which
Right.
is now over, and we're starting for the next 25 years.
It's so awesome. It was
Yeah.
so special, and it was good excitement. You had a lot of people that turned out and exciting. They were doing the workshops. And I just found,
Yeah.
and I just thought it was sweet. Talk
Yeah.
more about what you do. I'm sorry to blather. I'm just glad that you're here.
all right.
I think you guys are really trying to do some fun stuff. So tell
Right.
people
Well,
about it.
like you said with the workshops, I mean, we have live dance going on at any given moment for the most part. We have classes, and we do have visiting companies and people that rent space or just visit us and decide to move around. So that's a really fun part of the museum, in addition to what might be considered more stagnant exhibits. I mean, they're there and they keep their place, but we keep live dance there to fulfill that end of it. I mean, dance is living, it's time-based, and we need it there. So
Absolutely.
it's exciting for people.
One of the corners of that's displayed there is Dancing with the Stars. People go, right?
It's all gone.
Oh, that is gone?
It's all gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, we can edit this out.
It's okay.
Shut up. Oh my gosh, really? So wait.
Yeah.
So then talk about that. Then do you have something right now major that?
We have upcoming things that will be major. I mean, right now, usually we shut down for about 2 months. In the winter,
okay.
it gets quiet in Saratoga.
True.
So quiet for us. But we shut down, we rip things apart. We do have permanent exhibits that you can always see year to year, like our Hall of Fame. It's the only dance Hall of Fame, as far as we can tell, in the world. We have an exhibit about the history of the building, which was a bathhouse, and then our kids' wing. But we do rotate the exhibits annually. So this year, right now, working on them, we have Tales and Terpsichore, which is about animals in dance. It's family-oriented. And then we have On Point, which is about point shoes. A lot of people don't understand what point shoes are, what they're made of, and what's going on in there with the foot and stuff. I mean, I didn't for a long time, too. People think it's wood. I mean, if you knock it, it's heavy and hard, and you do some damage.
I'm wearing them now.
It's not what you are.
Yeah, I know.
But they're not wood. It's actually just paper and cardboard and layers and glue that
Is that
people
right?
have crafted over the last 100 years. It's the same recipe for the most part.
Huh.
There are companies now that are using space-age materials, but it's very up and coming. So we're showing that. We're showing the history, we're showing the now, and we're exposing all of the myths behind it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's why. Well, you have a great passion for this. And how did you get involved? You're from the area locally? You're from the Capital District?
Yep, I'm from Saratoga.
Oh, very
Yeah.
cool. All right. So how did you get involved with being
With the
becoming
museum,
it?
I was just
Yeah.
interested in dance. I was looking to keep myself busy and get involved in the arts, of course, dance as
Sure.
well. I looked for an internship, got the internship, and I never left. They kept me. I was lucky enough to stay.
No, it's fantastic. Do you
Yeah.
do you dance? Did you
I
grow
did
up
dance,
dancing?
yeah.
Okay,
I
very
was
cool.
a modern dancer, so no ballet. Like I said, I was
Okay.
aware of the myths of
Yeah.
point shoes.
Right,
but,
right.
Modern jazz, most of everything but point.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you get involved in dancing with that lip dub they did up there?
I was not able to. The museum did. Some of the students from our school and the school director actually did a little piece. So you'll see them in there. They're doing some fancy
that's
turns,
cool.
and they're in beautiful costumes and stuff.
It was.
a great project.
Yeah, I was up there.
Yeah.
We were filming that, and for another project, and I found it interesting. There was a lot of ambivalence on the whole thing, but I was like, well, it seemed fun. People got
it
out
looked
and got
fun.
involved.
I think people got excited about
Yeah.
it, and it was nice to see dance and the museum interwoven in the community, and pedestrian things too.
Yeah, right. Dancing cops doing backflips.
Dancing cops doing backflips. Who would have thought?
I know. Who would have thought that? So, what other type of events do you have coming up at the museum? I saw. How are you infusing? Actually, let me pose this. How are you infusing yoga with dance?
Yoga with dance. I mean, yoga is kind
is
of
a form
already,
of a dance. Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, body orientation, stretching, and getting in tune with yourself. A lot of dancers use it to warm up and to improve themselves. It's great therapy too. But we actually have a program right now called Yoga Motion, and it's for children, but it's, using yoga stretches to help kids get in tune with their bodies and move creatively. It's kind of getting them interested into dance.
Nice.
Dance can be a little scary. Yoga is a little more accessible. So that's something that we're working on right now. It's an ongoing program, and people can sign up as they please.
That's very cool. Isn't it weird? Like you go out, right, and you can dance in a club, right?
Mhm.
But if you just like at a dance club and just in the middle you break out with some yoga, it's kind of weird.
I don't
Like,
do
what's
that.
guy
Do you?
do? No, I don't either. It would just be weird. I don't know why I had that thought.
Do you do that?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm guilty of
It's
it.
all right. No
You
one's
see?
don't do
No. All right. So you're quiet up there.
Mhm.
Can you release any plans on what you have going on this summer?
This summer, I mean, the summer picks up, things
Sure.
get crazy with the ballet coming to SPAC, of course.
Mhm.
We usually do what we've been doing for the last few years. It's a small gallery that we've reserved for the upcoming ballet repertory. We pick our favorite piece of the season, and we do a little display that highlights it, gives you a little history, and it gets people excited about the ballet season. It comes to town and then it's gone so
Yeah.
quickly, and I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I forgot again." So we want to put something in there that gets them excited. We have a lot of people coming through our doors,
Mhm.
and we enjoy the ballet when it comes not just going to the performances, but the dancers do come and visit us at the museum. So
Yeah.
we want to kind of work together. So we're doing something for Romeo and Juliet. It was a Peter Martin's ballet that he premiered a few
nice.
years ago. They're bringing it back. It's contemporary take on something everybody knows, but
Do you have dates for that?
I do not have dates for it, but you
Okay.
can find it on the SPAC website, or I could email them to you later on.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. Yeah, and you'll attach that to your website, which is
Always attached.
dancemuseum.org.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very cool. Well, that's exciting.
Right, yeah. And Bill T. Jones is coming to SPAC as well, and he's going to be doing outreach programs at the museum, so hopefully speaking. He's famous for speaking. I mean, he's done dozens and dozens of talk shows and late night things. He's actually reached out into the arts and political communities in a way that a lot of other choreographers haven't been able to. If there's anybody that I could listen to talk for days, it'd probably be Bill T. Jones. So he'll be there, and that's something,
Interesting.
if you like smart ideas, he's the man to listen to.
And where's that going to be? At the museum?
At the museum, they actually have a residency at Skidmore, so they'll be teaching classes on the Skidmore campus, and then they'll come off campus, visit us, visit SPAC, and they'll be traipsing through Saratoga.
So you don't have a date for that either. Correct me if
That's
I'm
in
wrong.
June.
That
That's
is in
mid-June.
June. Mid-June. Wow, that sounds interesting.
It is.
That sounds really good. No, I like that progressive talk.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's awesome. Let's see, the museum is 1986. The bathhouse is what?
The bathhouse-
1918?
Nope.
The history.
The date's slipping me. It's actually 1911.
Is it 1911?
The building went up. I actually just learned this, but the building, the Dance Museum's building, the Washington Bathhouse, was the oldest operating actual bathhouse for the area. I think the Roosevelt was still open, but it was kind of open later. So we had the longest run of things, and we were the most frequented. It was actually geared towards the average Joe. It wasn't as elitist as some of the other schmanzier ones, which I really like. It was a people's location. So we had a lot of people from the Jewish community, African American community coming in through 1911 up to I think 70s.
Nice.
So we have an interesting history of the building.
I think would be neat, right? So it's a dance museum, everyone dances and gets involved, and then you get all sweaty, you take a bath. That's what you should offer, maybe
We'll
a bath right
bring the tubs back up. Reinstall them, offer that, and get your class, get your bath. Okay, I'll put in a good word with
You put in a good word.
Greg's idea.
Yeah, Greg's idea.
Put your name on it.
Yeah, we'll put that with the idea in June too.
Okay.
But that's very good. Well, I want to thank Sarah Hall Weaver for stopping down and visiting us today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I love what you have going on up there. You're really excited. I think that's what the area needs to help contribute to the larger arts community. You got a passion for it, and you've got good ideas. So I really wish you the best of luck with everything that you guys.
Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely.
Great program.
No, I'd love talking with you. So anytime you ever want to come down and say, stop by. And you can find out more at www.dancemuseum.org. And again, for Impact on Life, I'm your host, Greg Aidala. We'll see you next time, folks.